Dímelo mi gente, what up? It's your boy Gus from GusVillaJewelry.com, back with another review. It's the review time. This week on the chopping block, it's Luke Zion Jewelry. This was recommended to me by a lot of people. This is a Figaro 925 silver. I'm a big fan of Figaro chains, so I'm going to open this box up. We're going to see what's going on with it. I also ordered one of the competitors. I even handmade one myself, and we're going to compare all three and see how this one holds up as we give it the final test of approval. Can this finally be something that I give it the stamp of GVJ? Can we finally get some real good stuff in here for the love of Christ?
Gus Villa Jewelry.
So as I mentioned before, I ordered a Figaro 925 from Luke Zion Jewelry. I actually follow Luke Zion Jewelry. Seems like a humble dude, and it seems like he's purchasing these things from Italy. And if you're buying Figaros from Italy, they are not only the creators of the actual chains, but they also have some of the best machines out there to make them. So I'm sure this is gonna be good, but let's just check it out. Let me feed it, let me put my hands on it, and we're gonna find out together. All right, so this time, I actually have one of the fancy knives. And we're gonna open this bad boy up very carefully. Now, from the time that I ordered it to the time that I received it, it was probably about a week. I got an email follow-up saying, hey, here's your order has been shipped. If I'm not mistaken, it took about 4 to 5 days. I don't know why I'm waving this knife around like a maniac. However, let's put this thing away and open this package up. So far, so good. Again, a lot of these companies have been really good about following up, so the customer service has been great. And it does come in this box right here. I'm not too particularly sure on the price. I'm sure the receipt will show it, but I'm pretty sure I paid around 160 bucks or so. Hopefully it is worth the bang for the buck. So here is the way we open it. Comes in this little nice black box, has the nice Luke Zion Jewelry. That's really cool. This box has some sort of like holographic tint to it, I guess. Okay, cool. Let's check out the accessories first. So let's see what's awesome. Oh, I get a lanyard. Oh, well, that's pretty fucking nice. Luke Zion Jewelry. Luke Zion. Okay, all right. I probably won't wear this thing, but it looks really cool. I'll probably give it away as a little Christmas gift. You know what I'm saying? Someone who has been on the naughty list gets a Luke Zion lanyard. All right, this is cool. This is pretty cool. You get a business card. Thank you for your purchase. This is really nice, man. There's no authenticity. There's no vigilance committee card, so I'm pretty disappointed about that. And let's see, I guess this is the receipt. So here we go. Here's what I ordered. We're gonna cover this up right here. It's good. So it's a 6mm Figaro Cuban chain, 24 inches, 1 of 1, and the price doesn't show the price on there. So this is, I guess, is just a receipt. So here's what the actual box looks like. Let's move all this to the side. Here's what the actual box looks like. Again, really, really nice presentation. Whoever designed this is really nice. And I love these little slip boxes right here, which is pretty cool. So I love that. It's like a little secret, like a little Gus secret, Victoria's secret. All right, so here's the box itself. Oh, snap. Little, this is some sort of sticker on there. That's pretty cool. Another sticker, I guess his signature, or is his name Luke Zion? Is your name Luke Zion? That'd be pretty cool. I don't think that's a thing. All right, cool. So again, as I always say, fluffahantis, all this looks pretty cool, even though it's not that much fluff. Usually there's like 17 stickers, the Vigilance Committee invitation, all this other. So here we go. This is the chain itself. Let me just open this bad boy up right here. Again, I think this cost me about 180 bucks, bringing it out. And here is what it looks like. It's got some weight to it. Of course, it's silver. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's 925 silver. And this is Italian made. It's being advertised as Italian made, so that's cool. Italian made. Let me see. Usually it will show the clasp on here that it is Italian made. There it is. Italy. They usually stamp that bad boy as per. Here are my first impressions on it. It has some nice weight to it. Now, the Figaro is not like the Cuban link chain where the middle rings are supposed to be really close. Typically, that doesn't really matter. That's not built into the design of a Figaro chain. Now, I happen to like it because I hand make them as well. for the gaps to be really tight on the middle part. So in other words, it usually has 4 links and then a big link, 4 links and then a big link. And those small little links on the inside, I like them to be nice and tight because again, I'm a perfectionist like that and I happen to make Cuban link chains. So when I make Figaro chains, I do the same pattern on the inside, Cuban link, and then I put one big ring on the outside. But it doesn't necessarily have to be this way. The overall construction on this is 100% machine made. And it's nice. There's nothing really that catches my eye and I'm blown away by it by no stretch of the imagination. But this is a nice rendition of a Figaro chain. Now, I think the price point is good too. It's for 180 bucks. The lobster clasp is a no-brainer. This is the same lobster clasp that comes out on a lot of the jewelry that comes from Italy. Lobster clasps are probably the most secure design of any jewelry clasp out there. I mean, I'm sure there's some that are ultra tight or whatever, but I'm talking about for standard mass use, the lobster clasp is just much better than anything else. It has a little spring on the inside that holds the tension, so it never has to like wear over time. Its simple design of just a hook and a circle around it is just really, really good. It obviously tightens really nice. There's a nice polish to this as well. It's just a solid Figaro chain made from Italy. Yeah, there's nothing that I outside, like I want to like wear it right now. You know what I mean? I want to put it on or I want to give it to a gift. But it's also not bad. Like it really makes sense as to why the popularity of this chain. Yeah, I can't say anything bad. I can't say anything good. It's just I'm kind of just in the middle about it because I've seen it many, many times before. Now, here's one thing that I do have to mention. There are a lot of people out there that buy Figaro chains because there's probably one of the most sold and popular patterns out there of anything. You can compare it to Cuban links, rope chains, Francos, and Figaros, and probably Figaro would be the most popular. You probably have a dad or a drunk uncle that always has a Figaro on. It's been around since the 80s. It was a lot more popular back then too, but it's since come a resurgence recently. I would say in the last 3 to 4 years, you see more people wearing it. Is it something that I personally love? I love it. I love the Figaro chain. It has a special place in my heart. My dad used to have one. And so it's something that I've always seen on a man, and I always figured I wanted one too. Now, this one in particular happens to be a nice example of one. Can it be filed down? Yes, it could probably be filed down a little bit more. Can there be a little bit more life to it? Absolutely. But wherever he is getting these chains from is really nice. And here's the important, this is the part that I want to do. I wanted to do a comparison between this one and another manufacturer. So what I did was I went on Amazon and just grabbed any one of these Italian manufacturers and I ordered one as well, another Figaro chain, so that we can compare the price points and then on top of that, what the importance is of whoever your vendor is getting the right warehouse to make them a Figaro chain. So this one here, this is the second example. Let's move these out of the way. This is the second example, and this one's from Amazon. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I paid around 35, 40 bucks. I'll put the link in the description if you happen to like this one too. And this is as well a Figaro chain. Now, this didn't come with any fluff. It didn't come with any craziness around it. It's just a simple Amazon chain, said made in Italy, has all the Italian branding on it. It probably weighs a little less, but it's also a 6mm. But I want to show you that all Italian-made Figaro chains aren't the same, that there are some benefits of getting one that just looks better. The machine just makes it nicer, you know? So here's what it comes with. Again, I'll put the link down in the description if you're interested in this one. It's much lighter. It also looks like it has some sort of like nickel or rhodium bath in it because the shine is a little darker. It also is showing 925, also is showing Italy, same branding as always. But as you can see, this one is also nice, but it is a little more squared. It has a little less character to it. I'll put them side by side so that you can see the difference between the two. Luke Zion's is a little bit more robust. It's more traditional. The links are a little bit more rounder as well. The one that's from Amazon is just very flat. It has no real body to it. Obviously, the weight is a lot less, but it's a lot less expensive. So if I'm not mistaken, like I said, this one's about 180 bucks. This one was about $30 to $35. It weighs a fraction of what the Luke Zion jewelry one weighs. And this is, in my opinion, a viable option, but it's also not the best option. Like, if I have the extra money to spare, I'm gonna go with the Luke Zion one because, number one, there's more weight to it, and it's more of a finished chain. But this also is not the worst call, you know? Again, 3 and then a big circle, 3 and then a big circle with a rhodium dip, very, very flat. But if you probably wear it, it'll probably look a lot nicer than me just holding it in my hand. So these are the 2 options that you regularly have. And like I said, this is the importance of picking the right Italian factory to make your chains, and the reason why you pay a little bit more to get a little bit more quality, which is this top one here, which is Luke Zion, which I've so far kind of liked. Now I'm going to show you the difference between what machine-made ones and a handmade one. Since everyone's been asking me for a Figaro chains, and they're probably one of the easier patterns to make, I happen to make one, and then now we're going to show you what it looks like when someone actually puts their hands in that metal and files it and turns it in the whole 9 yards. So here is a Gus Villa Jewelry handmade one. This one happens to be 8mm. It is once again in 950 silver, which is the silver that I like to use. And you could see the difference between the 2. Now I'm going to take this out. Here's the packaging that our pieces come in. And let me just grab this, get this out of the way, and show you guys the difference between the 3. So here is a handmade one. Here is an Italian-made bulky one from Luke Zion Jewelry. And here is the cheap Amazon. All 3 of them stacked right next to each other. As you see, the handmade one is bulkier. You could see that there's a file. Also, the 3 links in the middle are much tighter than the other ones because, of course, I use the same measurements that I do to make my Cuban link chains, and they're filed flat. There is still a little bit more thickness, and of course, it comes with a box lock, so a lot of people love the box lock. And then, of course, there's just some sort of element of human interaction behind it. Now, which one is better? That's really up to you, whichever one you like more. The Luke Zion one is perfectly fine if for the budget you're gonna get something for 180 bucks. Of course, handmade one costs a lot more. Some people may not think that that is necessarily worth it for them. That's up to you to decide. But I'm gonna give you these 3 options. I'm gonna cut to where we're gonna actually put these on. I want to show you them on an actual person and see for yourself which one you think looks a little nicer. Now that you guys have seen what they look like on, we're gonna now hit them with our handy dandy thermal gun. This PMI gun is gonna test what type of metal it is. Any single jewelry store out there is gonna have one of these guns. It's how we test if it's real gold, if it's real silver. Hit it with the gun and see if this is actually 925 and maybe what other metals they use to bring it down to a 925. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold this up to the actual gun, press it here, get our fingers out of there, and hit it with the actual gun. Yeah, it pretty much checks out. It's a little bit over 925. It's 950 really. Has a little bit of zinc in there, which I'm assuming is in the alloy, and then some copper. So this thing checks out perfectly fine. It's exactly as advertised. 925 silver, actually just a little bit above that. So, and it has a little bit of copper in there. So it's just perfectly fine. This is all good material to use. Nothing wrong with it at all. We're also gonna hit this Italian-made one, the one from Amazon, see if their 925 checks out or not. Same thing. This isn't silver. This isn't silver at all. So this Amazon one, I'm gonna hit it one more time because that's crazy, is being advertised as silver for 30 bucks. And there is nothing in here that is silver. That is 100% false advertising. I'm actually not gonna put the link in the description because I don't want you guys buying this. This isn't silver. See, this is the beauty of having these guns, and this is what differentiates a Gus Villa jewelry review as opposed to anybody else. We actually have the resources to test what type of material this is being used. I can give you the screenshots of this. This is being advertised as 925 silver. It is stamped 925 silver, and I purchased it as such. And what we see inside here is nickel, chromium, zinc, and copper. And that's probably the reason why it's so cheap, to be honest with you. I thought I could give it the stamp of approval, but I definitely don't. And this is even more testament to Luke Zion Jewelry. What he advertised on his website as 925, it was actual 925. Both are Italian-made chains, but one of them, everything is completely off, from the weight to what it's actually made of. And that's the reason why you pay $30 for one and $180 for one. Now, if you want to know what ours is made out of, let's hit it with that, and let's see if what we're saying is actually true. So here's a Gus Villa jewelry chain. Come on, my boy. You know this is legit to quit. There it is. 950 silver, has a little bit of copper, which is what I bring it down with, and a little bit of zinc, which is in the alloy that I added in there. As always, 950 silver, you know we're the real deal. But back to the point, a lot of people claim that they buy things from Italy, and at the end of the day, what they're getting it from is probably not even Italy. They're probably being advertised as it, and it's really somewhere from China, because everything there does not match up. There was no silver in there, and it was all just a big lie. So, final thoughts on Luke Zion Jewelry's Figaro chain. I give it, honestly, a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 because everything from customer service to the actual chain construction to what it's made out of, everything checked out. This is an Italian-made chain that is machine-made. I'm completely biased towards that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I like things that are handmade, and that's what I would spend my money on, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's your call. I make these videos so that if you're sitting at home and you want a Figaro chain, 180 bucks is gonna get you a really nice chain. To be honest with you, I definitely give it the stamp of approval. So yeah, that about does it for this Gus Villa jewelry review. If you are interested in any other company, drop it down below and you might see it in the next video. And wait, before I go, I know you monsters are gonna start asking me, Gus, can you make me a Figaro chain? Yes, they will be available in silver and in 14, 10, and 18 karat gold. GusVillaJewelry.com as well. That's my shameless plug because it ain't all about them. You know what I'm saying? Love ya. See you later.